Watch out for me!
A wise man once said, Waluigi. I never understood exactly what those words meant, but I think I speak for everyone when I say that those words will never leave our hearts. Waluigi, everyone. He's the running joke character of the Mario franchise, and by extension, one of the most genuinely beloved characters therein. But despite how much love and attention Waluigi gets in the fandom, you gotta wonder, is that a reflection of who he really is in the franchise? Or is he just that one side character everyone really likes for some reason? I'm Kyle with 1UP Binge, and this is Waluigi's timeline, from tennis to basically everything else. The story of Waluigi begins in 2000 with the Nintendo 64 game Mario Tennis. To the untrained eye, that is. Waluigi's story actually dates back to 1994, in this Mario & Wario manga. That's right, about 6 years before Waluigi's official debut, he appeared in a Mario manga strip as Wario's hypothetical little brother. The gist of the strip is this: Wario wonders if he could help out a younger brother if he had one, but being a bit less altruistic than Mario, he reasons that his potential brother would be constantly borrowing his money, making him glad that he doesn't have one. And frankly, so are we, because dear lord, look at Waluigi here. His mustache looks like it's going through a tough bout of depression. Thankfully, although this would be the last time we saw this particular design of Wario's potential friend, it wouldn't be the last time we saw the idea behind it. Apparently, Nintendo liked this gag so much that they went, hey, why don't we make him into an official character? Why are you laughing? I'm serious. And thus, Waluigi was born, making his debut as Wario's partner in Mario Tennis. Here, we should take a moment to appreciate the absolute brilliance of Waluigi's glow-up design here. He parallels both Wario and Luigi perfectly. Luigi's color scheme is opposite of Mario's on the color wheel, and the same can be said for Waluigi in comparison to Wario. Wario is shorter and fatter than Mario, and Waluigi is taller and leaner than Luigi. Every detail down to his mustache being a smaller, sharper version of Luigi's, and having his letter flipped upside down like Wario's, mashes together to create a character who's about as close to goofiness incarnate as it gets. We might associate it with SpongeBob, but maybe Waluigi was the original Goofy Goober. With a design like that, surely his debut was just as flashy. Well, no, not really. When Waluigi made his debut, the world became a better place, but it didn't quite realize it yet, being that he was just one of many characters in a tennis spin-off game and hardly playing a huge role therein. He's just Wario's tennis partner, and unlike Mario and Luigi, there's actually no evidence to suggest any blood relationship between the two. For all intents and purposes, Waluigi was pretty much made with the sole intention of giving Wario a buddy to play tennis with. Heck, at some point there was going to be a Waru Peach character to join them. Personally, we're kinda glad they gave Daisy that spot instead. As a whole though, Waluigi's debut was noticeable, kind of. I mean, he was a fun addition to the roster, most people would generally agree there, but he's really nothing super remarkable. Certainly not to the point where it seems like he'd be the absolute series staple as he is today. Even Luigi, cowardly though he may be, didn't seem fazed by Waluigi showing up at the court despite his name literally meaning Bad Luigi. And yet, despite a pretty unremarkable debut appearance, Waluigi stuck around for many more spin-off games, meaning that despite being a filler gag character in his origin appearance, Waluigi was a smash hit. Oh, sorry, I kind of worded that insensitively. I know it's still a sore subject for many of us, but thankfully, there's still some victory for us Waluigi fans to celebrate. Not even a half a year after Mario Tennis, Waluigi appeared again in Mario Party 3, starting a trend of consistent appearances in that series. The same can be said for the Mario Kart series, probably the most famous of all Mario spin-offs, in which we saw him join Wario yet again in Double Dash for the Nintendo GameCube. Aside from that, he continued to appear in Mario sports games, impressively becoming a mainstay in Mario spin-offs. But hang on, Waluigi is a villain, right? He's Luigi's arch-rival, apparently. But he hasn't really done anything villainous though, right? I mean, sure, he's friends with Wario, who's pretty infamous for theft and general greediness. But does that really make him a full-on villain? Let me introduce you to Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. No, I'm not kidding. Out of all the Mario games out there, this is the one Waluigi got to be a villain of. His goal? To become the greatest dancer in the world and hypnotize the inhabitants of the Mushroom Kingdom with his insane dance moves. Now, to his credit, this is a pretty solid plan given that Waluigi absolutely has moves, but despite being the one to steal the magical musical keys, he's not even allowed to be the final boss of this game. Heck, they even made him the first one. Clearly, the world fears what would happen if Waluigi were allowed to fully step out into the spotlight. And that really does beg the question, what would happen? Well, although we've made our own position rather clear, the Waluigi fandom is rather volatile. So let's get into some controversy. While many, and I mean many fans have loved Waluigi for being arguably the silliest Mario character there is, others find his inclusion totally unnecessary. His debut in the sports series with Tennis and the kart series with Double Dash respectively strongly suggests that he's really only there to act as a partner for Wario and a rival for Luigi. This theory is supported by the fact that Waluigi to this very day has exclusively appeared in spin-off games. The absolute closest Waluigi has ever come to a main series role is a couple cameos here and there, like a Waluigi themed costume in Mario Odyssey. Heck, he's not even in any of the Wario games. It really makes you wonder who the hell Waluigi even is, if he's never considered worthy of being included unless everyone else already is. Do any of them aside from Wario even like him? And heck, does Wario even like him that much, if he never invites him to his own spin-off games? And I'll do you one even better, does Nintendo even like him? The answer to all these questions is very highly debatable, and nowhere is that debate more heated than the Super Smash Bros. Series, or as I like to call it, the Where's Waluigi series. There are 6 games in the Smash series. Yes, 3DS also counts. And there's not one Waluigi. Okay, there's not one playable Waluigi. He has appeared as an assist trophy since Brawl, attacking opponents with tennis rackets and stomping them with his massive clogs. But come on man, Waluigi wants to play. More importantly, the people want him to play. Just about every other major Mario character has made it into the roster, with Ultimate even adding Daisy to the mix. And her moveset is literally just Peach's moveset. This rightfully outraged many Waluigi fans, not because Daisy didn't deserve the spot, but because Waluigi deserved it too. Imagine a character who could battle with elements of all the different Mario spin-offs. He could race with a go-kart, whack opponents with a tennis racket, do some sick ice skating tricks, and have a weirdly seductive final smash. But sadly, Waluigi got the sore end of the deal once again. 11 DLC spots, and in a cruel twist of fate, not one of those could belong to him. Waluigi and his fans across the globe have to wonder if there's any hope. Why is he still here? Just to suffer? This picture should be of Waluigi, we all know it. And yet, he's still around. Why? What's keeping Waluigi in business despite Nintendo's seeming determination to never put him in the main series? Well, I'll tell you. Memes, baby. Waluigi's character arc hasn't led him to a starring role or anything near it, honestly, but it has led to him becoming one of the most popular characters in the 21st century meme culture. In terms of sheer meme mailability, Waluigi rivals the likes of Shrek, Mr. Krabs, and King Dedede. He's one of those characters who can be put in just about any scenario imaginable, because nothing seems quite off the table for him. Seriously, this dude is supposedly a villain who rivals one of the most iconic video game protagonists ever made, and his most sinister role was trying to literally rule the world with dancing. At that point, you've kind of just got to accept whatever the world throws at you. There are some sticklers out there, of course. Not everyone enjoys Waluigi's character, or his fans' appreciation of him. But for those who are willing to turn their critical thinking off for a few minutes here and there, Waluigi, like most memes in general, offers a sort of unique comfort. The reason Waluigi sticks around in spin-offs is that, despite playing no role in any mainline entries, he's part of the Mario gang now. Whether it's Super Mario Strikers, the absolute chaos of Mario Kart, or the somehow even greater absolute chaos of Mario Party, Waluigi is here to stay, because at this point he's become synonymous with the spin-offs, and they wouldn't be near the same without him. Which begs the question, if Waluigi can make both spin-offs and meme culture better just by existing, what could he do for the main series? For our last segment today, I have a campaign. Waluigi for Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Oh, Wario too, but today's video is not about him. After seeing the reveal trailer of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, we're personally excited for a truly new era of 2D Mario games, especially given the impressive amount of playable characters and the first return of Daisy to a main series entry since Super Mario Land, and her first playable entry in any of them, period. Now, I want to hone in on that. Daisy, like Waluigi, has mostly been a character included in Mario spin-off games, but as of recently, she's been able to come out of the shadows a little bit, becoming an Echo Fighter in Smash Ultimate, and now a fully playable character with her own abilities in Wonder. Considering that Waluigi is the one major Mario character who's never appeared in a main Mario game, which just feels wrong to say. Isn't his main series debut long overdue? Imagine being able to play as Wario and Waluigi, Waluigi, helping Mario, Luigi, and the gang stop whatever threat is facing the Mushroom Kingdom this time. But whether or not Waluigi makes his debut in the main series, it's safe to say he's not going anywhere. Because while he's far from the most plot-relevant, crucial character in the series, he more than makes up for it with the fun times he provides for the community. When the stress of modern life gets too heavy, a quick game of Mario Kart or Mario Party with friends can always help. And by this point, neither of those series would be quite the same without Waluigi.